Welcome back to the All Blue New York Giants podcast. I'm your host, Aiden Nolan, doing the show again solo, but it's okay. New setup, new YouTube channel, first video. Here we are. And hey, you know, we're going to take a look at some draft picks. Draft concluded officially. We'll get to the final picks. I'm doing the first three, and I'll do the next three again tomorrow with a different pick. But let's just take a second how our background looks real quick. Uploading this to our YouTube, uploading it to our Spotify, trying to get it underway. Hopefully the sound audio isn't too shabby. And hey, together blue, let's go big blue. And we're gonna kick this off. We had Deontay Banks yesterday with the first pick, 25. Banks are closed on Sundays at all times, ready to lock up your favorite receiver. Deontay Banks, don't even need to touch on him anymore, how good he is. So let's get us started with our second round pick. Pick 57. A lot of people had this guy mocked to us at 25. And guess what? He fell to 57, no trades needed. And that's Minnesota setter, Michael Schmitz. 6'4", 301. We had a top 30 visit with him. This guy is a tank. We fill our need at center after watching our division rivals get even more stacked on the defensive line, getting Nolan Smith and getting Jalen Carter. Nah, we got Michael Schmitz. Doesn't matter anymore. Brought him in for a top 30 visit. This is also going to be repetitive. He is an older center, but he understands how to play center. The past few seasons, we've had these guys that, yes, you could say, John Feliciano was more of a veteran. He struggled at the beginning of the season. He kind of stepped it up towards the end of the season. Michael Schmitz here, older guy, yet he's coming into the league. We got our fill at center. He's strong. If you ever watch this guy's film, some people, it's kind of hard to watch O-line film if you really don't know exactly what's going on, what type of either pass pro, or if they're pulling, or if it's a straight run gap scheme, all these different factors. Well, let me tell you, he's strong. He has great hand power. When you're an O-lineman, you're getting your hands up in the armpits as they teach you. You got to have some good hand power here, not just the lower body. And Michael Schmitz has this. Great initial punch when he gets those hands up, perfect. Can get to the second level with ease, run play, get off, get to the second level, block a linebacker. Saquon, 75-yard touchdown. We have him. Sorry, I'm a little flipped here. Great hand placement, initial place. Has a great pad level, isn't too high, isn't too low. And great pass protection with pad level. And he's an instant day one starter. This is a second round pick, 57. We were getting up to the second round pick, and I was like, Jonathan Mingo got taken by Carolina. I really wanted Jonathan Mingo, but hey, Michael Schmitz though, and Jonathan Mingo will come back later. Then we don't need to have him. But yeah, Michael Schmitz, love him, love this pick. And that fills our interior real well. So let's take a look at our projected starters. Andrew Thomas at left tackle. Michael Schmitz at center. Right tackle is Evan Neal. I believe right guard is going to be Mark Glowinski. And left guard will probably have Josh Ezeudu, I believe. If not, I guess you could put... I think it's going to be Josh Ezeudu. If that's their guy, that's probably going to be Ezeudu. That's what I would say. That's probably our starting center rotation, and I love it. Lewinsky, no offense, I would love to get you out of here, but we're continuing to move on, and we're continuing to upgrade that O-line, and I really like Michael Schmitz. He was round 2, pick 57. Moving on to an even better pick, in my opinion. This guy got me hype when he was picked, and that round 3, pick 73, Jaylin Hyatt, wide receiver out of Tennessee, 6 foot, 176. We traded up 16 spots to get this guy, and we gave up a 4th and a 7th. A lot of people didn't really like to give up the fourth, but when you're picking a guy like Jaylin Hyatt and he falls to you, Jaylin Hyatt was projected to us at 25. How can you even these three guys, Deonte Banks, John Michael Schmitz, Jaylin Hyatt, all were projected to us at 25. And guess what? We end up with all three of them. And I love it. This draft was a masterclass by Joe Shane. We'll finish it out later. I'll have to do a little more film breakdown on our next few guys that I got to talk about after the next one. But Jaylin Hyatt, jump right into him. Highlight Hyatt. That's what they call him. Highlight Hyatt. Fast. Speed. I am speed. That's Jaylin Hyatt. We wanted speed on the offense. We wanted to add speed. We got Waller. Paris Campbell. I don't even know if Paris Campbell's going to play at this point. We got Jaylin Hyatt. We put this guy in speed. We wanted speed. We got speed. He ran a 4.40. That's his X factor. Great speed capabilities. Now, Tennessee's offense, if you're a college football fan, you might look at it like Tennessee's offense was kind of a hoax. Okay, I could get both parts to that argument. But you can't make up speed. This guy's fast. Had 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns last season. Against Alabama, he had 5 touchdowns. Which I'm gonna do a film breakdown on the YouTube channel. Make sure to check that out. Probably in the next coming days. That's what I really want to do. That Alabama game. That's what I'm gonna look at. We needed to add speed. Love this pick. I absolutely adore this pick. I'm a big receiver guy. I was hoping we get any receiver. First round hoping for receiver. Second round hoping for Jonathan Mingo. He didn't fall. Could have been anybody else. No, we get Jaylin Hyatt and I'm fine. I was surprised. I remember thinking, waiting for round 3. I'm like, Hyatt's still on the board? Let's take this guy. Cedric Tillman, his teammate, went right after him, I believe, to the Browns. But mocked to the Giants at 25. And he could run past people. Simple. You're at press, running past you. You're giving him cushion, running past you. You're 5 yards inside, he's running past you. Regardless, doesn't matter. He is fast, plain and simple. And because he could run past you in college, that opened up that comeback. That opened up that curl route because you're not trying to get beat deep. The DB turns his hips, and guess what? A little comeback, that's wide open. He's great after the catch, too. He can make people miss. You take a look at his strengths here. He can dominate top secondaries in the football. He can dominate. We saw it with Alabama. And he's impossible to stop unless he's been put in double coverage, which I've seen a few of the tape, but that's, a lot of people. You can't put him in. The double coverage is double coverage with Darren Waller on the team. No, you're probably not going to do that. But he has long arms. I'm not exactly sure what his arms, if I could find this out real quick, his span. 77 and 5/8, but he has long arms. And it helps him play bigger than 6 foot says on the scorecard. He can get those arms up, catch that ball, and he's an amazing catch and run guy. He can run hard, pick up yardage after the catch. He's quick off the line of scrimmage, has some strength to escape a jam. Great pass catcher, great hands, great focus. Pretty good blocker too, and he's 6 foot. We talked about some like Quentin Johnston, who's not a great run blocker. You take a look here. Yeah, he's a good run blocker. Now the only weaknesses I would say for Hyatt is we didn't get a lot of film of him. He tore his ACL in November last year. He got injured. I don't think he tore his ACL. I think he just hurt his leg. Yeah. No, it wasn't last season. I think it was 2 years ago. But there's not a lot of tape of him. He blew up last season. Not a lot of tape. That's probably why he fell. Also, they haven't really opened up the route tree at Tennessee. He hasn't ran too many routes, which I feel like that's a lot of the case for many of these wide receivers in this class. Is you haven't seen them run every route, but I'm sure we could get him situated as that speed definitely will kill. And I think that's all I put. There's probably other, but that's just a few main points that I have there. Jaylin Hyatt, love it. Love this. Deontay Banks. Banks closed on Sundays. John Michael Schmitz is just a tank. And highlight Hyatt. Love it. He's going to get some PT. He might start off the bat. I don't know. I don't know what our wide receiver rotation is going to be because that's complicated. It's complicated because you don't know who's. I don't think he's going to be wide receiver one. He eventually probably will be, maybe in a few seasons. Get him up, get him coached up. He'll probably be wide receiver one. Right now, I don't know what we're going to do here, but we got some guys. We got some guys. We could put him at wide receiver two. We have great slot guys already. Wandale, Shep. Shep has that versatility. Paris Campbell, versatility again. A lot of versatility. And that's what you love. When you have a lot of wide receivers, doesn't matter if they're tall or short. If they can be versatile, that can help you tremendously. And that's what we have. So we'll move on to Eric Gray. Oh, I already spoiled it. But that's what I have in Jaylin Hyatt. We'll go to our 5th round pick. We didn't have a 4th. We traded it away. Eric Gray, running back out of Oklahoma. Not too much to say on him. 2022, he had 213 carries, 1,366 yards, 11 touchdowns, 6.4 yards per carry. Pretty good. One of the best running backs in college football at the time. I'm pretty sure he's short too. I think he's 5'9". Not too bad. He'll be depth piece. I saw a lot of people talk about how, oh, is Saquon gone? Is Saquon gone? No, he's a depth piece. We still have Breida. We still have Brightwell, I believe. You know, eventually I heard that in a few years he could be a really good running back in the NFL. And he's kind of a project guy, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Eric Gray, not a bad pick. You take a look at his film for Oklahoma. He looks pretty good. He looks pretty good. I'm not dissing it. Also, his whole career had 648 yards in the air with 5 touchdowns. Not too shabby. I wonder, hold on. I'm going to look up his 40 time because I didn't really see it. Oh, I didn't say he ran a 4.6, so not incredibly. He's 5'10", 207 pounds. I don't know if that's correct. Shifty guy. So I'm fine with that pick. That was our 5th round pick. And oh, hold on. Yeah, I messed up the audio there for a second. Sorry. And then the last 3 guys we'll take a look at is our 6th, 7th, and 7th round pick. 6th round, 209 overall. Cornerback Trey Hawkins. 7th round, 243. Defensive tackle Jordan Riley. 7th round, 254. Javarius Owens. So I'm going to take a look at them. I haven't really researched too much. As I started recording, they got their last pick down, so I made sure to write it down. We'll definitely do some looks at them. And then, of course, where else is the money made in the offseason? Free agents. And I just did again, didn't I? I apologize. Keep messing on my speaker. This mic I have, this Blue Yeti mic, every time I touch the wire, it just kind of gets a little rowdy. So it'll switch from my AirPods back and forth. So hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah. Had to break out the Dave Gettleman pen and paper. New setup though. And I'm really happy with this draft by Joe Schoen. Obviously, don't really know too much about the last few guys talked about. 4 picks though, however. And it just happened again. Wow, I can't even bang on the table. Pardon me. Okay. Not banging on the table, not doing anything, keeping it like this. Happy with those picks. And I'm happy with Joe Schoen in general. I mean, you take a look at some of the guys Gettleman drafted, and it's like, who are his only great picks? Is the 7th rounder Darius Slayton, and I believe Jordan Love, and I think that's about it for Gettleman. But you take a look, you see some promising players here. Joe Schoen, you know, Eric Gray. We don't need a running back, but it's great to have depth, and he could develop into a good running back. Who knows down the line? Who knows what's going to happen with Saquon? That's a whole nother story. Not going to play on his franchise tag, supposedly. I don't think the Giants will give him another contract. I love Saquon, though. We are Penn State. Got him right there. Hope he comes back. We need him to. He's been at off-season like just voluntary, not voluntary, but he's been out there with Danny and Shep and all those guys trying to get ready for the season in Arizona. He was there, so I don't think you're gonna be there if you don't want to play for the team. I know he does. He's just trying to play hardball with the money. I don't think he should. I think he should just take it, to be honest, instead of getting a contract. But who am I to speak? I hope Shane figures that out, and I think he will at this point. This running back pick doesn't mean that he's out. Doesn't mean Saquon's gone. No, no, no. It doesn't mean all that. Depth piece. You work on that. See, maybe he could develop into a nice guy. These other guys, we're going primarily defense. What do we need? We need corners. We got another safety. If they could develop into something, another defensive tackle. All these positions we got were shallow depth. If you take a look at the last season, safety, we just got rid of Julian Love. Guess what? Our safety room is very thin with Jason Pinnock, X, Belton. Even though he's young, you take a shot on a safety, you take a shot on a corner. Even though you got Deontay Banks, you never know with injuries. Adoree, don't be the punt returner. Please. They take a look at Jordan Riley. Defensive tackle. We had one of the worst run defenses in the league. We got Bobby Okereke. Said it right this time. That's going to tremendously help our run defense. We don't know what's going to be up with Leo, and Dex wants a new contract as well. So it's always good to have insurance, and people being like, oh, well, we needed this, we needed that. The proof is in the pudding there. I think Joe Shane got it. We didn't even see these guys play yet, and I already like these guys better than any of Gettleman's. No, not any of them. But Gettleman's drafts, the first few rounds, not too big of a fan. He liked his hog mollies. He also liked his pen and paper revamped draft. And I just again, didn't I? Wow. I apologize. It's happened way too many times. I can't touch this table. I'm gonna try to fix this, tape it or something. But I'm excited for the season. I'm excited. It's April. And I'm already locked into this season, but I'm ready to go watch some more film. Go watch some film on these guys, and get locked in for this year's gonna be fun. And drafted free agents will definitely come. We'll see if we get some fun undrafted free agents. One fun one, Timon Fox. Don't doubt him. Last year got some reps in the playoff game too, I believe. So you never know who's gonna come out of nowhere and maybe ball out. So with that, make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Make sure to follow on Spotify and Twitter. And with that, hey, all blue, big blue, we're locked in.